Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike here. Today's been a pretty rough day in the cryptocurrency market. I don't know about you guys, but I woke up to seeing red across the boards, and that is not the way I like to start my mornings, to say the least. So today, while there's panic in the market, I think we should just sit down and do some technical analysis together. Now, to be honest, most of the altcoins still look like shit. So this video is going to be purely Bitcoin technical analysis today. And then afterwards, I'll show you how my crypto trading algorithm has been performing. And then at the end of the video, I'll pick a winner for a free month of my trading signals. So basically, if you comment and like my video, it will enter you into a drawing to win one of my memberships for free. And last week, only 6 people commented on my video. So if you enter, the chance of actually winning something is actually quite high on this channel. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So if you've been watching my previous videos, then you understand, at least for medium to short term, I've been bearish on the market. The last video I shot was right where I'm circling now, and there I predicted if we don't break above that line, we will be breaking back down to at least the middle of this level right here, and we did break down a little bit below it. So if you're looking at your chart and you have similar trend lines drawn on your chart, at this time you might be wondering if we're going to break down to the bottom level of the trend line. Now honestly, that might be a bit far-fetched. I don't think that's going to happen to where it's going to touch back down to these lower levels, because if we look back, we have support that's going to stop it from doing that. So what we could do at this time is possibly look for a different trend line. So I'm going to pull out my trend and see if we have any on this lower level. Now a few of these lines are outliers, so I don't want to include them. Like for example, this long one and this long one. But that looks pretty good. Now, you know when you have your trend line correct, when there are 3 points that touch your trend line. Because with only 2 points of interest, you could always draw a line between 2 points. So when I see the price bounce off the line 3 times, that's when I know it's an accurate trend and it's something I want to pay attention to. So when I look at this, that just gives me one small indication that the price is going to increase from here. And as you can see, that's actually what's happening right now. We're getting a nice price increase when it touched this trend line. Now that doesn't mean it's going to stay above it, because we've been in a pretty bearish move, and we know that because the highs are lower each time. So looking at the bigger picture, the longer time frame, we're still in a bearish move, meaning the price will continue to go down. Now that doesn't mean prices goes down, 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 because that's really not how markets work. There's always an ebb and flow, a push and a pull. Now one thing I noticed, like one little tidbit of information that I keep in the back of my mind is, like let's say for example, look at this entire cycle right here. When the price decreases, you see it decreased just as high as it increased. We usually get a bump from the price from that point. See, for example, look where I'm looking here. The price increased and it decreased the same amount that it increased. And then once it got to that level, we got a quite large bump from that point. But even when the market is pretty bearish, when that happens, we still get a small price increase. So from here, what might happen is we might get a squiggly line that touches here again and then goes back up and then breaks up and then breaks down below. Now I'm not sure if that's going to happen yet. I have to keep track of the charts. So what I look for is indicators that prove my prediction is going to be accurate. I just have to keep paying attention to the chart. Alright, let me delete this. So short term, I do believe maybe within the next day or two the price will increase. But if we don't break above this high that I'm circling right now, we will be breaking back down below it. And if we break down below this green trend line that I just created, then it is just even more of an argument that we're in a bearish territory and we will continue to go lower. Alright, so if you watch my previous videos, then you know I use the Fibonacci retracement tool quite a bit. So let's go ahead and pull that out and see what it looks like. Now I don't want to explain how this works every time because I've been doing that quite a bit in these videos, but basically I just do a quick rundown for the new people. If the price is going up, you see, let's say the price is right where it's at, where I'm circling, and it starts to go down, what determines if this is a bullish move is where it bounces from on this retracement. So if it's going down here and it bounces off this red 0.5 or this 0.382, that's a bullish indicator that we will hit this and then go higher than where we're currently at. And if the price retraces back down way below past the point and then has trouble breaking past the 0.38 or 0.5, then that's an indication it's a bearish move and we will continue to go lower. And as you can see, that looks like what's happening right now. We did not get the bounce at the 0.5 or the 0.32. The price did not bounce and go up from that point. It just kept breaking down below. And then when it finally did get the bounce, now the 0.382 and the 0.5 is acting as a roof. And that's not good because it's going to break down even further below. So we could do something like the price would increase back to this 382, which is another, 3.5% before breaking lower. So the way you set this tool up is to use the previous high to the previous low, the low before that high. So I'll do it again here. See, now when it gets this small, it's really hard to follow. See, it just broke right through that, so I would not use this setup over here, meaning I wouldn't trade based on these levels. Now there could be traders using this Fibonacci retracement on a bigger time frame. So let's take a look. I'm going to drag it to this top, to this bottom. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the Fibonacci retracement of this big move that happened from the beginning of June to the end of June. Now when we do that, if you take a look at this 382, it almost aligns directly with this trend line we created. So basically what that does is it proves this point we're at right now was 2 levels of support. And this could have been traded on before it even happened because you could have had this trend line already up and then that Fibonacci retracement, you know, that was previously months ago. So this would have been a good trade, granted if you had these same indicators on your chart. So that's basically where I'm at right now. Short term, I do believe within the next day or two, we will continue seeing the price increase, but then we will break down lower and potentially enter even into a bigger bear market. So we just have to wait, time will tell. My decisions are constantly changing because I'm constantly charting. So if something big happens, then I might set my Fibonacci retracement tool up a different way. So that's another reason why I'm actually showing you how I trade, so that every day you can get on, you could pull the Fibonacci tool up yourself. You could do this technical analysis yourself. So you have somewhat of a prediction where you think the market is going to go, and you're not just completely guessing. I get it though. Technical analysis is not for everyone. And that's actually why I created a cryptocurrency trading algorithm. So let me go ahead and turn that on right now. I'll delete some things so we could see it a little easier. Alright, so what you're seeing here is a crypto algorithm that I created. It basically measures the change in market trend. And what it does is send me these buy and sell signals directly to my email the second that it sees these change in market trends. Now from this algorithm, I was actually able to beat the market. Not by much. This won't make you rich, but it will help you beat the market, which is, the important thing. I mean, if we zoom in right here, the last signals I sent my members, as you can see, it's a failing trade. I told them to buy here and sell here, so they lost 5%. Now, every trade isn't perfect, as you can see, but if it wasn't, I'd be rich right now, and I wouldn't be having to do any of these videos because I'd do 100 leverage on every single trade. But just take a look for an example. The trade before that, here's a buy here and a sell here. So that was a net of 17%. So 17% minus the 5% loss, that's still plus 12%. Whereas if you were to just bought in here and not done anything to where the market's at right now, that would have been 4.5%. So even though every single one of my trade signals aren't accurate, it's still performing better than the market. And it's completely automated. I basically send you these trade emails, and if you have a program called Gunbot, what Gunbot does is sign on your email, sees the email that I sent you, and then it signs on your exchange, makes the trade for you. So it's completely automated, and no one has access to your crypto exchange besides you. Now, if you're interested in something like that, just check out the link in the description. I'll bring it to my website. The memberships are pretty reasonable. It's $25 a month, or I believe it was $100 for 6 months. And I also explain a little bit more in detail how this exactly works. Alright, so I think that about wraps it up. Now what I'm going to do is pick a winner from last week's video, and that winner will receive a month of these trade signals for free. So I'm going to go to last week's video, take the URL, copy it. As you could see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. So I'm going to go to my YouTube random comment picker, load the comments. Here's the video. Let's go to randomly pick winner. Alright, I'm not sure why it's not working. So I'm just going to refresh the page. We'll try this again. Alright, Eric, it looks like you're the one who won the free month of my membership. Even though I said you have to comment and like to receive the membership, I will give it to you this time. But guys, in the future, if you want to win, please comment and like to be entered into the drawing. So Eric, go ahead and contact me on my website and I'll give you the information on how to get started. Alright guys, I think that about wraps it up, so I will see you next week.